hearing aid benefits, and coverage when you travel. UCare, people-powered health plans. Shop plans today by visiting ucare.org/easy.
Hey, it's Chris Hockey, and I love meat sticks and jerky. I've got a brand new favorite. It's Wenzel's Farm. 14 different flavors, including teriyaki, honey barbecue, beef and bacon, and more. 100% American meat, always fresh and never frozen. Go to wenzelsfarm.com/shop for locations. Real meat for real life.
Hey, Jen, sorry I'm late. I had to stop for gas.
Yeah, I can't believe how much it costs for gas now.
I know, everyone's still talking about how much gas is, but I never pay full price. I just use the free Upside app, and I get cash back for every gallon of gas I buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid real cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yeah, I earn back up to 25 cents a gallon every time I buy gas.
What? That sounds like it could really add up.
It sure does. I've made over $300 already.
Wow, that's serious extra money. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code KFAN for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back in your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code KFAN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus in your first tank. That's code KFAN for 25 cents per gallon cash back in your first fill-up. Cashback's not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
We broadcast from the 651 Carpets, home of the Next Day Install Studios, FM 100.3 KFXN.
Ben Goessling covers the Minnesota Vikings for the Star Tribune. At Ben Goessling is where you can find him via Twitter. He's also the varsity track coach at Apple Valley High School. And happy summer, Benjamin. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks.
Good to see you, too.
It's a good time of the year, isn't it?
It is. It's a special time of the year in the NFL in the sense that this is when they go on, when the Vikings and really people around the league, I suppose, go on vacation. So generally, and you're not off the clock per se. Things could still happen. Things sometimes do happen this time of year, but you're generally fairly confident, knock on wood somewhere.
Yeah.
That you have some time to yourself.
Right.
So that part is, it's a very nice time of the year.
If you talk to Lieber, Greenway, or X amount of former players, they all will say, well, then you get the fireworks of 4th of July and eating food and mass and selling, holiday and all that. Well, then that's like, they're like, okay, after that, the workout regimen begins and they start getting back into the Microsoft tablet or whatever. And that's when the work process begins for them.
Well, they start a lot earlier than I do. I mean, they have a lot more to do than I do, but that's interesting to hear that perspective of it because they're going 3 weeks really before camp starts then to get it ready.
Now, the part of the reason we asked you to come in was involving this Orono girls high school hockey piece. Yeah. And I spent the entire show on it Monday. Nordo and I spent 3/4 of the show on it yesterday because the emails that Jess Myers from therinklive.com was able to uncover. Okay, well, that, became the A topic, and at least for me. And then Larry Olam, the ousted coach or the coach who resigned, well, then his response, that played into it. Yep. Then the process of actually contacting a coach, if you're a parent, then kind of got into that a little bit. And then just the undertone or the overarcher during the whole thing was just kind of how can they have hearts to think like that and push send and think it's
Yeah.
okay to somebody.
Yeah.
So as a varsity track coach at Apple Valley High School, off that story we're talking about, I would just like to get a couple of things out of the way, and then you can just share whatever you want to share about the coach-parent relationship.
Yeah.
Or being, Nordo brought up something yesterday where it wasn't like coaching has become exhausting or thankless. Like it can become a thankless job.
Yeah.
And I thought about it because I coached my son's in-house basketball team for 5 years, and it's an in-house basketball team in Eden Prairie, which is a sports factory.
Right.
And it's cliquey when it comes to travel and then varsity and all that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of places are.
Yep.
But nevertheless, whether it's bringing Kyle Rudolph to a practice, Chad Greenway to a practice, having fun during the games, we made the experience, which is exponentially more important than anything else, I would imagine, the best we possibly could for them.
Sure.
And from an experience standpoint, that's one thing. But when it comes to actual track and field at Apple Valley High School, Deb, any parents get after you for not using your quickest runner first in the big spot 4x4 relay?
We don't have a ton of that. We have, I should say, we don't have. It's not that we have none of it. We have had some of those conversations at times, but there's a lot of. I mean, actually, in a 4x4, you typically put your best guy last. So,
okay.
I mean, the guy that say we need somebody to bring it home. So that's the premier spot.
Any aggressive emails come your way as Apple Valley High School varsity track coach indicating, Ben, we do not have enough Euros helping us with the shot put. So please jump on that post haste.
Yeah. The nice thing for me is, my world is I'm an assistant, so I'm in the distance world, so I don't get a ton of the overall stuff. But we're fairly insulated from a lot of it because I think there are a number of people that can. I think the best part of it is that all of the marks, all of the stuff that we do is fairly transparent. So you may get parents with ideas of, hey, this could help or this could help improve us, but my kid isn't varsity. Why isn't my kid doing this? That stuff's fairly almost non-existent because everything is transparent. Everything is public. That is the nice part of that sport, is that the conversations about my kid should be doing this. Okay. Yeah. If they perform at a level that suggests that they're there, then we'll put them there. But otherwise, we don't have to deal with as much of that as you see in other sports.
Okay, well, so from a coach, you're a coach and a parent.
Yeah.
Okay, now you don't have kids in high school sports.
No,
and
I've got kids playing youth soccer, though, so there's a little bit of that.
But I'm sure you've dealt with, without indicating or sharing where bones are buried, some parental friction. And or some parental adulation and exalt. I mean, both sides of it.
Yep.
And so, therefore, when therinklive.com dropped this story, and you read it twice, because I read it several times.
I read it a couple times.
Right, because it was just so full of juicy detail. And then I gave it a day, and there was no pushback. And I'm like, whoa, hey, this is, just all on it here. What were your overall thoughts?
I mean, it's a sort of thing I've seen before, and you see probably a little bit of it in the Olympic sports, like I say, but not to the degree that you do in the team sports, because there's so much more subjectivity in terms of, well, I think my kid is better than this kid, or I think my kid is worth your time here, or, there was a lot in that story about you need to be doing more to promote my kid to colleges, or you need to be doing more to, coach a certain way. I mean, I think you see some of that probably where parents may push back on some of those things, but it reminded me a lot of some things that I saw when I was covering high school sports back in the day, where a number of coaches that had been at successful programs get pushed out because parents get fired up about something, or they think things should be done a certain way, or a stressful moment in a game leads to an interaction with a coach that isn't perfect. And then parents say, see, this is the reason that this coach shouldn't be here. I think if we're going to do that, if we're going to have those types of standards, especially in the programs that are quote unquote the destination jobs, where, a place like Orono that is well-resourced, has wealthy parents, has a tradition in a lot of sports, or starting to develop a tradition in a lot of sports because of the resources. I think that happens a lot. Coaches want to coach in those places, but I think what then happens is there's pressure with parents that expect, okay, we are going to do things at a certain level. And if it's not perfect all the time, that's
perfect for them.
Perfect for them and perfect in whatever they define it to be, whether it's I'm getting this many scholarship offers, my kid is getting this much playing time, we're winning at this level, and they were winning at an awfully high level. I think it would be hard on an objective level to look at what Larry Olam had done at Orono and say this wasn't cutting it. But it does turn into that, I think, especially with parents in those types of programs that are probably fairly vocal and have some influence with booster club dollars and all of those types of things. Pressure on athletic directors does mount. And then I think one of the things that I looked at in that story too, is that there are times I've seen this happen where it makes a really, really, really big difference if your athletic director has your back.
Right.
And if your athletic director is kind of bowing to some of the parent pressure. I think you saw some of those dynamics in that story too. And it's a hard spot for an athletic director as well. I've seen athletic directors have to deal with those types of parents, but it's really important for coaches in that spot to know, okay, the person that's making the final call on this has my back.
Ben Goessling covers the Vikings by day for the Star Tribune, varsity track coach at Apple Valley High School by morning, day, and night, discussing
sometimes, yes,
parents and coaches and eventually some Vikings football on KFAN. And by the way, we are streaming right now, so you can watch this. The stream's courtesy of
Quantum Fiber. Just go to KFAN.com/watch.
And we also have something to give away. It's called That Cash Thing.
Let's Get Paid, The Fan, and NMC Exteriors. They want to give you a shot to put $1,000 in your hand with the National Cash Contest. Go to KFAN.com, enter the keyword pay, and you might get paid $1,000. The keyword is pay. The website, KFAN.com.
Paul Allen.
Well, first of all, I'm getting just
Canterbury Road and Highway 21, and 494 westbound still delays between 12th Avenue and 35W, and the entrance ramp from Lyndale Avenue to 94 westbound remains closed with construction until the end of the month. 94 eastbound down to 2 lanes between Radio Drive and Highway 95 with construction until the 30th. That's traffic on the Fan. Traffic is sponsored by Highway Credit Union.
Highway Credit Union, with you on the road of life. Whether you're navigating a few potholes or driving free and clear, learn more about Highway's rates, products, and services at highway.org. That's HIWAY.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Nordo here with some awesome news from the great people at OVO LASIK and Lens. You know how thankful I am for my life-changing LASIK procedure with Dr. Lobanoff, and you've heard me touting OVO's lowest price for LASIK in the Twin Cities. Well, now it's time to experience OVO with their lowest price of the year on LASIK for the month of June. This month, June. OVO's the best. They want the best for your eyes, so they always have their best LASIK price guarantee. But now $700 off their normal already low price for LASIK? Well, that's on another level. But don't let the price fool you. Dr. Lobanoff and Dr. Whiting have performed over 200,000 procedures, so the experience and quality is unmatched. Don't let a busy summer be your reason for putting this off either. When I got LASIK, it was an afternoon nap and I was back at it the next day. Basically zero downtime. So what are you waiting for? Take advantage of OVO's lowest LASIK price of the year this month, June. Get to ovoi.com to schedule your free consultation before the month runs out. ovoi.com. Be sure to tell them Nordo sent you. Nordo here with a tip for mosquito season. Simply enough, get Mosquito Shield. These guys service my yard and I have zero mosquitoes, zero ticks. It's like a force field. I bring my kids out there without bug spray on and there are no problems because of Mosquito Shield. They service my yard for the entire season too. So make the most of your outdoor experiences with some help from Mosquito Shield. Go to moshield.com/Nordo for $50 off a season of service. moshield.com/Nordo. You will love Mosquito Shield.
Hi, this is Angela Warner for Warner Stellian Appliance. Do you have a dishwasher that doesn't really clean your dishes, so you have to? Or a refrigerator that kind of keeps your milk cold and you've just been waiting for the right time to buy? Well, Warner Stellian has the lowest prices of the season with exclusive savings, including free dishwasher installation on brands like Bosch, and up to 10% off and a bonus for each additional appliance you buy for up to $1,000. See what I mean at warnerstellian.com.
Don't give in to that constant joint pain. Take control. Take back your quality of life today with help from QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Corey Coe from the Power 2 Morning Show. QC Kinetics is helping people every day, here and across the country, with their amazing non-surgical treatments that repair and restore damaged joint tissue. They use the latest advances in regenerative medicine, taking your own body's healing agents and concentrating them right into the area where you have the agonizing pain. This incredible non-invasive approach helps you take back control of your body, relieving the pain in knees, hips, shoulders, or your back. No invasive surgery, no harmful drugs or steroids, and no downtime. Listen, summertime needs to be about having fun, making memories, whether it's golfing, hiking, enjoying the outdoors. So take control now and start living pain-free again. Call QC Kinetics now at 612-254-7123. That's 612-254-7123. That's 612-254-7123.
Get to St. Croix Casino Turtle Lake for real Vegas-style casino gambling. Tons of slots, blackjack, live poker. Plus, there's also craps, roulette, and no-limit Texas Hold'em. Great food and great concerts like Cypress Hill live outdoors this Friday. And coming in July, you could win a 2023 Cadillac CT4 Sport all-wheel drive sedan. Get the details and your tickets for Cypress Hill and other great shows at GoPlayWin.com. St. Croix Casino, Turtle Lake. Find your fortune.
Sometimes when I think of Metropolitan Ford 494 and 5 in Eden Prairie, it brings to mind like a horse race I may call in Shakopee, where with these rides, I'm like, here they come, and there they go, off the lot. Smiles on the faces of those purchasing the new rides. Eric Bjorgard, the general manager, has assembled a second-to-none staff that will work with you, and the rides are super cool. They're all up and down the Allen family. And if you're looking for one, how about this? 2023 Bronco Sport 4x4, 1.9% for 66 months, plus $2,000 bonus cash. Maybe it's a 2022 Escape, 1.9% for 66 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash. Or your Ford built your way. Custom order your own 2023 Escape, Bronco Sport, Explorer, or F-150 and receive $1,000 bonus cash on approved credit from Metropolitan Ford. MetropolitanFord.com and EP at your truck superstore.
Buy 2 industry best Elements triple pane windows, get 1 free. BuildersandRemodelers.com.
Back to 9 to noon. Live in the 651 Carpets, home of the Next Day Install Studios. On FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Bucks. Ben Goessling, high school track coach and scribe for the Star Tribune covering the Minnesota Vikings. I had somebody who of how I would describe coaching prominence.
Sure.
Tell me over the weekend after all of this popped that, you know, when college coaches contact schools now.
Yeah.
Now it's with hockey is what we were talking about, boys and girls.
Right.
Men and women, ladies and men, however you want to put it. It for many years and decades, it used to be, well, what kind of a kid is he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now 9.5 out of 10 times, the first question is, tell me about his parents.
Yeah. Wow.
And I'm not kidding you. I mean, it's like been that way for X amount of years with Division I coaches and certain, if not all, sports. Yeah. So, I mean, as a varsity coach, track, basketball, hockey, lacrosse, whatever, that has to resonate, right?
Yeah, it sure does. Because I can think of a couple examples in my time coaching where that question, if that were to come from a college coach to coaches in my midst, would yield some responses that would maybe make those college coaches say, I'm not sure I want to dance with what I could be getting into here.
Right.
And you even see that not as much because it's insulated because they're adults and they have agents and there's all of this stuff in the NFL. But it's not unheard of to have a parent come in and be, demanding or want things done a certain way, or at least have enough of an influence in terms of how the player is thinking about things.
Yeah.
It's certainly, I would, if I'm a college coach, I'd be asking that question pretty high on the list. I think that's wise of that coach to do that because, it tells you probably how the kid was raised. It tells you the input you're going to get from parents, and all of that stuff has a pretty large contributing factor into the type of experience you're going to have with this kid over how long they're in your program.
What do you feel is the varsity coach's role when it comes to promoting the student athlete, whether it's social media or aiding them to get a scholarship or get something to the next level? And this is in closing, and I bring it up because, yesterday I that was part of that story. But yesterday I brought up, my neighbor, Randy Keppel, who's the girls varsity hockey coach for Holy Family.
Sure.
And like I said, I don't know if it's Randy doing their Twitter, if it's his wife, Jennifer, if they have an actual social media team or whatever. Well, they're fantastic. This is a school of 450 kids, and it generally is a pretty good hockey team at the highest level. But nevertheless, a lot goes into the social media part, but how much responsibility truly should a varsity head coach have?
Well, I think there's probably some of that has to happen, but the thing has become I think especially for head coaches, and this has been part of the reason I've never gone to the head coach spot, because knowing how busy I am with my day job, I don't have the time.
I got you.
To do all this other stuff. And it has certainly become a bigger load for head coaches where it's all of this extra stuff beyond just coaching your team. And we've seen that happen. It's been 15 years since I covered high school sports, but that was happening then. And I think it certainly has just continued to be more and more of that. So how much is it their responsibility? I think it certainly is a value add, I think, for people in the program. You want to see that. I have not probably done as much of that. I've drawn a fairly hard line in my own world of, I'm not going to use my Vikings Twitter feed that people subscribe to for Viking stuff to pump my own program that much. I do it occasionally when I'm just proud of a kid, but my role, I think, has been more, I will help contact college coaches directly. A lot of what I've done is say, hey, let me give you the resources to say, this program is in this type of market. This is the cost of going to school here. This is the type of program you'd be getting. This is what I know about these coaches here. Let me make some introductions. Let me give you some information. But the pump kids on social media thing, I probably haven't done quite as much of it, maybe as I should. Again, in the world I'm in, their times, their marks do a lot of that for them. And people will find those things because the performances are so, black and white. But there's just a lot on head coaches' plates. And I think you see a lot of coaches that get to where Larry Olam did and say, you know what? The stipends for this aren't that great.
Right.
This is a lot of time. You never, ever break it down by the hour because it'll just make you sad. And that's not why you do it. You do it because it's a labor of love. But if it gets to be more labor, I think a lot of people say, you know what, I've had enough of this. And I've seen it happen, and it happens too much. It's sad that it does, but it doesn't shock me that people get to that spot.
Terrific seeing you. Have an awesome summer. We'll see each other soon.
Absolutely.
Tom Moore is Football Immortality. Had a chat with him to start the radio show. We're going to play part of it back when 9 to noon continues. It's KFAN.
This is 9 to noon, live on iHeartRadio and